Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream with MissOwley, my fellow hoodlings. Today, we will continue to talk about lore and games versus general mythology. And I have with me here Primal,
Meh. Hello.
and hopefully, we will also be joined by two other guests later on. But for now, it's the lovely Awesomeness Primal by my side here.
Hello.
So, how's you been today, Primal?
I've been doing pretty good. What about you?
Just setting up the stream mostly, talking to some friends, doing shit. Oh,
That's
I
good.
finally got my little Facebook page up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill that on the stream later on when there's more stuff on it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
hmm So, should we get started?
Yes, indeed. Let's see. First topic of the agenda. How about mythical creatures in Sims? You currently play a lot of Sims on your own channel, don't you?
Yep, I currently do. And it's kind of like a side series this now,
Which
but
Sims is it? Sims 3, Sims 4?
Sim 4.
Mm.
So, one of the interesting things that I found in Sims, or just in the entire Sims trilogy, and maybe even Maxis itself, is the obsession with llamas. Llamas always pop up in the Sims dialogue bubbles. In Spore, we had to get a golden llama, and yeah, so there's actually mythology matching llamas. Now, a lot of groups of people have different takes on like a great flood, and this one is rather interesting.
Would you mind slowing down a little bit so people can actually pay attention?
Yeah, sorry. So there's a story with flood. So there's this flood story because a lot of places, a lot of civilizations have different takes on how the flood happened.
Hmm.
So what happened here
You're
was
referring to the Christian flood, right?
like,
Noah's Ark, the shit.
yeah, that's one of the examples.
Hmm.
Apparently, the Incans have their own take.
Yeah.
So what happens is that during ancient times, people were cruel and greedy and didn't pay attention to gods while farming like they were supposed to. They were only worried about themselves instead of worshiping. And it was like only in the highlands of the Andes Mountains were the people not given over to evil. So they farmed and paid attention to the gods and worshipped them. And who else lives on the highlands? The llamas. So, and it's also said that they're connected to the heavens because of how high they are when when they're up in the mountains. So one day, two shepherd brothers asked the llamas what was going on because the llamas have been acting strange and sad. And realistically, the llamas replied saying that there's going to be a great flood coming to purge all the bad people. So what happened was the brothers took the families and herds to the high grounds, and then the rain fell for months and months. And then the sun god appeared and smiled, and apparently his smile was so warm that the water dried, and the family decided to repopulate the world. But even so, the llamas still live on the highlands.
Interesting. And that is relevant to the Sims, huh? Is that a backstory for the llamas in the game?
Um, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if it's trying to make some sort of like religious Incan reference or something. All I know is like lemons. I mean, not lemons. Llamas are mentioned.
Lemons, sure.
Llamas are mentioned quite a lot by games in Maxis. So it's kind of curious to see what's going on with it all. You know,
Hmm.
Axie claims he's a sun god.
Yeah, sure. No.
Oof. But yeah, did you have did you have any other remarks or anything about it?
Well, I'd actually like to hear more about your views here.
About my views and like thoughts
Yeah,
about
on the
it?
game. You're the one that has had a whole series based on it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you have a few things you'd like to screen share with us?
Oh my god, you're setting me up here, Howell.
Yep.
All right, let me find the right tab. I have a bunch of Chrome stuff open.
I
Okay.
already hinted, earlier before starting the stream. You
Yeah.
know I was going to say it.
Yeah. So, in Sims 4, and I don't know about any previous features of The Sims, but one of the things that can happen is if you get
Wait, before you say that, why don't you list a few of the different types of mythological creatures in it?
there's mice, the llamas, two there's also aliens, vampires, there's also man-eating plants, aka
Mm-hmm.
cow plants, which I guess man-eating plants are kind of confusing, which I haven't found a story on before. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Okay.
And ghosts.
Ghosts. Ghosts has always been in that game.
Yep. But yeah, so what I'm going to talk about is aliens. Now, when I was doing my first playthrough of Sims, I decided, I mean, Mike, I had a scientist career, and this is part of the Go to Work DLC, so you can actually walk into your job and do stuff there. And I got abducted. And long story short, this happened. This is my sim right here, and as you can tell, he is pregnant.
He is pregante?
Pregnant, pregnant.
Pregante!
I don't know, but yeah. So he was pregnant, and at first it was like, just to gain him weight. But then I was like, wait a minute, all these cramps. He's pregnant, so he's about to give birth when all of a sudden, twins.
Alien twins.
I gave birth to two alien twin girls.
And you were male.
Yep.
SJW work at its finest. Even men can get pregnant now.
I mean, this is the work of aliens, because, like, I don't know about
Aliens, SJWs. Kind of goes for the same thing.
but that kind of goes along with, like, more like folk tales and horror stories. Aliens are shown to have, like, much more advanced technology with mind probes and wanting to do experimentation on people, all of that creepy stuff.
Although we will not be going into the sexual aspect of that any further than the pregnant and auntie.
Yeah, leave that to the internet. Leave that to Rule 34, the internet. But anyways, so this shows how it may have been the result of an experiment instead of that. It could have been a result of alien experimentation, which is one thing people always theorize about aliens. An alien's gonna come by, abduct us, experiment on us, drop us off, and leave us petrified.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's aliens.
By the way,
And
you're
then,
still screen sharing.
yeah.
Do you perhaps have more to show us?
That's no, the save. I'd go and show my whole world if I didn't make a new game. So I don't have that, but I can talk about ghosts a bit though.
Yeah, please do. I know that ghosts have always been in The Sims since the first game.
So pretty much when your Sims die, the Grim Reaper comes by, and the Grim Reaper. Have we talked about the Grim Reaper?
No, I do not believe we have talked about the Grim Reaper on this series yet.
Okay, we can get into that a bit later, but the Grim Reaper comes and you plead with him, and he can either revive your sim or he'll turn your sim into a gravestone. And if you keep your gravestone outside, or at least in Sims 4, what'll happen is eventually the ghost of the loved one will come out. However, they're going to be kind of changed to how they died. Like each in Sims 4, each ghost has like a slightly different ability to, or a trait rather, depending on how it died. Like if it died of electrocution, it can fix electrical objects and also break electrical objects. If
That
it
is
di-
interesting. That wasn't an aspect in the first game, or the second one, as far as I can remember.
if it died of anger or something or like embarrassment or something, it'll give off those trait. It'll make the other Sims feel those traits. If it died of, I think, sadness or drowning or something, it can absorb puddles. Trying to think what
Interesting.
else. Hunger makes it very hungry. Over exhaustion makes it sleep more, and then being old also makes it sleep more.
Well, those are kind of given, aren't they?
Yep. But yeah. Also, one other one. If they die via a cow plant, aka the man eating plant, they can actually be, they're good at gardening as well. So they can easily help. When they're happy, the gardens prosper. But when they're not happy, the gardens rot.
Hmm. Interesting aspects they have added to the Sims 4 game.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, in mythology, and of course, there's many different things I'm not going to get into because different religions and different people have different beliefs. Like some people think like spirits of descended family still lurk around as quote unquote ghosts, even though you can't see them. Some which kind of goes along with what's going on here. Say for example, my sim dies, he could come back as a ghost because that's kind of where he was, his life, his
Hmm.
house. But ghosts are often seen as like on Halloween spooky, haunting, and they're also known as spirits as well, which can be known to possess people. And usually, when they possess, it's usually out of an act of harm. So they possess to harm.
They possess the harm or to harm?
Yeah, to harm, but it's only
Hmm.
usually the evil spirits that possess. But I don't know. I'm just there's many different takes on what ghosts and spirits are, so I don't want to get too much into it.
Actually, you can. It's the perfect place, this show of mine, to
Yeah.
actually go into those things. Why don't you go into it?
Okay, so like one of the things that people actually like in the real world, I've actually have a couple friends who are going to stay anonymous, but they actually know quite a few things about like spirits. Like they've used tarot cards and a Ouija board. I think
Wega
that's a
board?
I think
No,
that's
Ouija board.
I don't know how to pronounce it, okay?
It's Ouija board. It's
Can you
Ouija
burn
board.
a Luigi board?
Not Luigi. Ouija.
Yeah. A Ouija board. Now I'm thinking
Yeah.
of that video that came after Pregante, but yeah, a lot of people use those to contact spirits. And what I've heard one of my friends told me, at least, is what happens is if you try to contact them via like a Ouija board, they end up this. If it's an evil spirit, it can actually possess you through it and hurt cause you to hurt yourself and end up kill you.
Or just haunt you until it gets powerful enough to kill you, as in the horrible Ouija movies
Mm-hmm.
that are quite cliche and cringy.
Mm-hmm. And also going back to how ghosts in the game where ghosts in the games die and still lurk around the place where they died or a place they spent a lot of time in. There's an Alcatraz, the prison of Alcatraz. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Was it Al Capone? I don't know. They played like an instrument or something. I don't
Al
actually.
Capone was a mafia don.
Oh, let me check. Um, I'm just wanting to check because I know there's a story about Alcatraz. Like, yeah, Al Capone. Apparently, he played like an instrument or something. I can't remember what instrument it was, but what would happen is sometimes, if you listen quietly, you can sometimes hear him playing the instrument, the banjo.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you like, people say that if you listen, he'll play you a song of the banjo. And also something a bit more recent, like which is actually me. And again, this isn't like saying anything because I have no clue really, but like two of our pets that have passed away. Sometimes like my mother swears that she hears our old cat in her room, and sometimes I hear walking around upstairs that sounds like our old dog. So that just also goes to wonder if that's supporting what's going on with the in the Sims. Now,
What's your favorite when it comes to these weird creatures and Sims?
I'd have to say it's between the aliens and ghosts, although you can have ghost aliens because the ghosts can do things like haunt people, talk about being dead. The aliens have abilities like mind wiping, a
What
secret handshake.
about alien vampire ghosts? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I haven't played around with the vampire DLC. I don't have it. That would be interesting to see though.
Yeah.
But aren't like actually yeah, vampires can die. And I know that there's a specific ghost type. I think if you're a vampire and you die, your ghost still has the abilities of a vampire, I think.
Hmm.
Not 100% sure. But as I mentioned before, what happens is you are visited by the Grim Reaper. Now, the Grim Reaper comes by and you can plead, but there's one other game that I'd like to talk about that also has like Grim Reaper.
Oh, which
And
game?
you may have heard of a game called Manual Samuel.
Oh, that was actually quite fun to watch Let's Plays of, but would be totally so crushingly, pun intended, devastating and aggravating to play yourself. But it's so much fun to see people play it.
Yeah, so pretty much the first your companion along the way is the Grim Reaper, aka Death, and he's first introduced as dressed like a gangster skateboarder, and his sinister tone being "Holy faces, dude!" Yes, that's something he actually says multiple times in the game. Holy
Whoa.
feces, dude! And he's some stereotypical skateboarder guy who's always constantly trying to get a kickflip, I think, or kickstand or something on his skateboard. So, and then there's Satan himself, who's dressed more as a rock punk type guy.
Although I do believe we're going a little fast forward here, we are forgetting to compare them to general mythology.
Yeah, I'm talking about the game first and then go on to the
Hmm.
mythology. While meanwhile, and so that's them in game. In mythology, Death, aka the Grim Reaper, is portrayed as Death, which is one of the four horsemen, but along with famine, war, and pestilence. So those represent like the four bad parts of, I don't know, they represent four bad parts of life. There's like, I think self, I can't remember what they stand for. I know famine is hunger, I think. Yeah, I didn't research, like this Grim Reaper thing came off the top of my head, but yeah. He's also shown as like, he's usually depicted as the not devil, or devil, I guess, Satan's right hand man, or right hand, what is he? I don't want to call him right hand demon skeleton thingy? Sans Undertale? I don't know.
You don't even know what to call him?
The
Well,
Grim Reaper.
I guess you could say Death has a lot of names as well.
Yeah. He has a bunch of different names, like Death and Grim Reaper are only two.
Yeah.
He's one spooky, scary skeleton, and he's often shown.
Oh, that Halloween song is so cliche.
I know, but I think he's usually depicted as like a chariot of skeletal horses, or is that all of them? I don't know too much about the four horsemen.
Hmm.
And then Satan himself is pretty much the what people call the Antichrist. He represents all the sin in the world,
Hmm.
like greed, gluttony. I'm trying to think, lust, pretty much like religions teach you that if you practice any of those, you're gonna have a front row seat to him, where he makes you. Where some people say that he makes you live out your sins for the rest of your life. So if you have a sin of gluttony, hope you prepared to eat for the rest of your for the rest forever, I guess, because you'd be dead.
Hmm.
And he does not skateboard, by the way. And he does not skateboard and say that you're in deep feces or anything, and neither does the Grim Reaper. That's just a comedy effect for the game. But yeah, do you have anything to say, Allie? Because I need to catch my breath and here.
I did say you were talking a bit fast there.
I've been talking for like how long? How many minutes straight? Like
About 15 or so, I guess.
15 to 20 minutes straight.
Yep. Why don't you have yourself a sip of water or something? I do hope you brought a water bottle to the table.
Yep. Have one right next to me.
Good, because that's important. That is indeed very important.
You have any topics you want to talk about?
Well, right now, I'm actually a little busy chilling stuff. I've got to chill the stream to get more viewers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That I am doing right now. Yeah, Sheila took up the servers that should do it. Let's see. I wonder if there's any questions from the crowd watching. I see we suddenly have a Cookie Kit Kat in the chat box. Hey Cookie, do you have any questions about lore in games versus general mythology? Any mythical game creatures that you'd like to ask us about? Of course, we have to wait for the chat to actually hear that live, considering the... What was it called again?
The live chat.
No, the delay. Yeah, delay, that's the word.
Yeah. Exams and an audition. That's cool.
Aw, that's a shame. You can't come up with anything? Not even singing mythical creatures like sirens, closely linked to mermaids. How about you, Primal? Do you have anything to say about sirens?
They try to lure you in as like something that you desire or a familiar, trustworthy face, and then when you get close, dead.
Yes, most often they also eat you. Death
Yeah.
by beauty. Or they just pull you overboard and drown you, and then eat you.
Yeah.
See if you got a shout out from chat member. But yeah, there's plenty of cool things.
What about, did you ever talk about the mythology behind owls?
No, we're waiting on doing that as a special.
Ah.
I'm waiting on that as a 100 sub special. So that's still a little bit off.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of other stuff because
Let's see, you talked a little bit about Sims characters, and then you divulged over to. What was it again?
Manuel Samuel.
Yeah, Manuel Samuel. Why don't you tell more about Manuel Samuel? Well, like, what's the plot of the game?
Pretty much, Samuel is very rich, even though his he's just lives in his dad's shadow as his son at work. He pretty much gets hit by a septic truck, and the only way he can stay alive is by living his whole life manually. And apparently he dies again, but I'm not gonna spoil anything else.
Hmm. Yeah. So let's see. We're kind of still
Hi,
missing
BC.
the other two possible guests, though. It seems they are being quite late. Those little boogers.
Maybe some sirens got their attention.
Oh yeah, probably lost at sea to that beautiful wailing of sirens.
And then in the end they get trapped, they're dead, and then they're greeted by Death, who's trying to do a kickflip.
But he doesn't skateboard.
I know. Holy faces, dude!
Oh, it seems you got a beastie in the chat. Hi
Yep.
there, beastie boy. And we have a Draconaut. You're not live streaming right now yourself? Usually you're on. Nice to see you over on my channel as well, though. Oh, come on, Primal. Don't go quiet on me. Give
I'm
me one
trying
of those cute goat sounds of yours.
to.
Oh, there you go. That's a good goat boy.
Now, I did think of something else, which was actually highlighted in the Undertale spin-off. It's not Undertale 2 spin-off Deltarune.
Hmm.
It's not a character, it's more of the idea of good versus evil, light versus dark.
Hmm.
You know?
Okay.
Because in Deltarune, it's depicted at, like, in the world of Deltarune, it's depicted as the world of lighteners and darkners. And of course, they lived in peace until one got stronger than the other, the darkners. And coincidentally, either the whole world or the darkners are themed over like cards and games and toys and stuff.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Hey, Draconaut. Thank you for the lovely sub. And I also see that we got the Queen of the South in the chat.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, where was I?
And Beast is requesting another goat sound from you.
Meh.
That's a cutie. Okay, go do your homework, Cookie. That's a good, responsible teenager there.
Yep.
See you around. So you were saying?
I forget what I was saying. What was I saying?
Something about lighteners and darkeners.
Oh, yeah, right. So the Darkners got stronger, overtook the Lighteners, and apparently all of them were based off of, like, your typical dice, cards, spinners, little
Hmm.
toys, stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
So and it's interesting because the concept of good versus evil, light versus dark goes all the way back. It's a very basic concept.
Oh yes, first there was the dark, and then light was created.
Yeah, like you see it in many different like forms, like good versus evil. Like honestly, almost every single show, franchise, or something has one. Like let's see, Transformers has the Autobots and Decepticons. Let's see what else. Star Wars has the light side and the dark side.
Hmm.
There's so many different examples in media.
Oh
It's
yes, indeed.
it's it's pretty much like a very common trope, so to speak.
Oh yes.
All right, thank you, Beastie. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Beastie.
But yeah,
Oh,
now
let me take a closer look at this chat box. Hmm. Responsible and her don't mix. They do at occasions, Cookie. And BC, may you have an amazing day at work.
yeah.
So, more about these lighteners and darkeners, eh?
So it's kind of hard to tie these to mythical creatures because they're all based off of cards. A fun little fact: these were a college students, like a high school or college students, concept for a class project. They had to do something related to cards, and that's how they created all these characters.
Hmm. Like, when you say cards, like Magic the Gathering?
Cards more like your deck of cards, like spades, hearts,
Ah,
clover.
I'm guessing the red cards would be light then.
Um, I'm not too sure, but like a lot, the main bad guy, the most overrated one, that's it, Lancer. He's got a little silhouette on when he's looking down, and the little silhouette that goes under his eyes is actually a spade.
Hmm.
And it's funny because when you end up visiting his room in the castle, it says a bunch of discarded digging tools.
Huh. Oh, I get it. Cause spade.
Spades.
Yeah, that's a horrible pun. I love it.
Yeah.
But above
So
them horrible puns, it's the big hoot.
yeah. You've got to be kidding me.
I will never be kidding you on that.
But yeah. All puns aside, we're not Sans Undertale.
No, 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 no. Owl puns must reside.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Maybe stretching it a little bit, but that's how the owlie do.
But yeah, the concept of good versus evil, light versus dark goes all the way back. And something interesting in that game is that pretty much I won't spoil anything, but the progression of the Darkners evil. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil anything.
Ah, we have a wild fox in the chat too.
A wild fox appears. A wild fox appears.
Do you have an echo problem over there, Primal?
No, I was trying to, the a wild blank appears. I was trying to do that, but plugging the name is so a wild, and then I say the name a wild fox appears.
Oh yeah. They tried doing that as a joke on a band name over here too.
Does
Kind
the band
of
have to do with mythology?
nothing to do with mythology, just that one joke basically. So the word just is bare in Norwegian, and Egil, that's a name. And we have this band called Bare Egil, and basically Bare Egil band, because band. And then we have another wannabe band that has a similar name, just it's more like Bare Egil band, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the best type of music either, but just a little fun fact to throw in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's continue with the program that we have planned. Somewhat.
Yeah. So, wait, are you sure you have anything planned, Ali? Because it seems like it's just me talking. Or does Ali not have any plans?
You're not fully correct nor incorrect on both of those. Well, of course, I do have something planned because it is my show after all. And basically, I choose a few topics and we talk about those topics. Like, for example, Sims. You knew this before I invited you on.
Yep.
And yet, we are still missing the two others that we had planned to have on here with us.
Yeah.
They are late. Let's see if I can book one of them in the ends.
Also, I hope everyone is having a great day, and if you're not having a great day, I hope the stream helps you out.
Yeah, just be silly like me. It brings a smile to everybody's face.
Yeah.
Oi, we can't have any dead air. No.
Dying is against the rules. Otherwise, they're going to have Mr. Holy Feces dude coming over.
I have no clue who that is, but I do
These
know that
rumors
if
are
you
from
die, you can't live. So
Holy
dying is
Feces,
very
dude.
boring.
Holy Feces, dude. All these rag dead people showing up out of nowhere from this here stream.
Yeah.
This is the legit way to get some more people up in hell.
By the way, Primal.
Yeah.
Remember the first episode when you first appeared on here with me?
Yeah.
Remember how we talked about Undertale?
Yeah.
How about you tell us a little bit about that follow-up fan game? I've heard you played it.
Yep, I played through Deltarune. The one thing that really annoys me, everyone calls it Undertale 2. It is not Undertale 2.
It's Deltarune.
Exactly.
It's a fan game, not a.
It was actually made by Toby Fox himself.
Oh, so it's not a fan game.
And the way to describe it, Undertale.
Alternate universe.
Yeah, exactly. Undertale's known for its alternate universes. So, long story short, Toby Fox made his own AU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you tell us a little bit more about that? Although, don't give too many spoilers. But let's some.
So, when installing the game, the installation terms of service says, by clicking next, you agree that you will accept everything that happens after this. Which is probably partially accepting the fact that the game is different, is not Undertale. I mean, it has elements of Undertale. It's in a different world, but it's not Undertale itself.
Mm.
And then also the fact that one of the common themes is your choice doesn't matter.
Your choice doesn't matter?
I mean, you can choose either to go neutral or pacifist, but in the end, it doesn't. That's like the only choice you can make, because in the end, you can't really make decisions.
You can no longer go genocidal?
Nope, because if you try to kill an enemy, the enemy just runs away.
Oh, that kinda sucks. I know some people who enjoyed Genocide Run on Undertale.
Yeah, and I also
Kill
will say,
everything!
and I also will say, Sans Undertale, or I guess it would be Sans Deltarune now, shows up in the very end, cause and but the thing is, this is a different universe. The characters have different lives. Like for example, like just a mild example here, the Yuri couple we have,
Oh,
the
there's a
everyone's
Yuri
favorite Yuri
couple. There,
couple of
there,
Alf
there's a girl and girl couple. There's a lesbian couple in Delta
Alphys
Runes.
and Undyne. I mean, in Undertale, not Deltarune, because in Undertale you find Alphys and
Oh yeah,
Undyne.
I know that one. I thought you meant there was one in Delta Runes as well.
No, what I'm saying is they don't know each other in Deltarune.
Yeah, which is really sad.
Yeah, it's a different universe. Toby Fox himself says this is not Undertale. If you've played Undertale, all of your characters are living in the save file that you last left them on. This is something different.
Mm.
All right, thanks for tuning in, Dragon Oath.
Okay, see you around, Dragoneth.
Right. But yeah, also a little interesting concept as well is the fact that in the Switch release of Undertale, someone mentioned there's the mention a Gaster follower mentions that he thinks that Gaster is going to make a return soon, and sooner than later, like a month later, Deltarune releases with a lot of the songs having the Gaster motif, as well as possibly Gaster himself talking at the very beginning.
Isn't that a ghost from somewhere else?
He's supposedly the royal scientist before Alphys that fell into the core.
Gaster. Isn't that like a ghost type Pokemon or something? No, that's Ghastly.
Ghastly.
Yeah. Like that's the first thing that came to my mind, which is kind of fitting considering wouldn't that professor be dead?
He's said to be stuck in the void, but where like pretty much
So
time
an
doesn't
in
exist.
between planes, basically
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah. So he can.
Because that's basically the general mythology about the ghosts too. They are not in the living world, yet they haven't really passed on to the other side yet. So they're stuck in limbo on Earth.
Yeah.
Stuck
And,
in between.
Yep. And the ghosts in Undertale, actually, I don't know if I covered this or not, but
I don't think we actually talked about ghosts on the first episode. We'll have to do a flashback to that if we did.
Yeah. If not, the ones we did, they seemed focused on becoming corporeal, which means like they put possessing an inanimate object and then fully possessing it. A good example is Mad Dummy. He's a dummy that lives. He's a ghost that lives inside of a dummy, and he's a ghost. He still has his ghostly abilities, and he's protected by his ghost abilities, so you can't kill him, which is one of the ghost properties. But yet he's still able to attack. And this is also like the same ghost is also seen later on in the Switch exclusive Mad Mew Mew fight, who is also trying to become corporeal, but is unable to due to emotional instability.
But his unaced ability, that's what I heard.
His emotional instability.
His emotions are unstable.
Yeah, hence the
Yeah.
name Mad Dummy, Mad Mew Mew.
But Mew is definitely a Pokemon. That's the talking cat that the Team Rocket has.
Yeah, it's Mew twice. Mewtwo.
Oh no!
Game
Oh, wait a
theory.
minute! That cat isn't named Mew. That cat is named Meowth. Mew is the pink one.
Yeah, and then but the one in
I
here is
just did a
named.
derp. I'm a
Yeah,
derpy owl.
yeah, yeah. So watch the next game theory release be: is Mad Mew Mew Mewtwo?
Yes, I say Mew too.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was a bad pun.
Yeah.
That was truly stretching it.
Yeah. One of the more popular examples, a well-known character that a lot of people are going to know are Metaton. You know, the guy who goes, "Oh, yes." He's actually a ghost. Not everyone knows that, but he is actually a ghost that lives inside of that robot body. He became corporeal because he was so happy with how he was an entertainer.
Mm.
So when a ghost becomes corporeal, they're no longer a ghost. They're one with the objects they're possessed with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that may go along with like the concept of ghosts haunting things and stuff. Maybe.
You know, considering those two other people that we still haven't named that were supposed to join us haven't really arrived, maybe we should give the chat an opportunity for open mic for the last 30 minutes.
Maybe.
Because we are going for 2 hours tonight!
Yee.
Oh, yeah.
Let me check. Let's see. How long is the stream going on for? It's been not even an hour.
Yeah, we
Almost an
still got
hour.
time. It
Looks
just
like I'm
feels like it's been longer since we're fewer people on right now. Like, it's
yeah.
just you and me, Primal. So
Especially
it's
since
some time goes faster.
Mostly talking.
Come on, you know I'm a chatterbox as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. We can both be chatterboxes, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Mr.
Yeah.
Social!
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of degrading off the topic.
Even
Derailing the train!
all you had to do was follow the train, CJ.
Don't get the reference, but I think it's funny.
GTA San Andreas.
Oh, yeah.
Big Smoke, you know, the guy who does that huge order.
Yeah,
And
I
no,
haven't played that game in years.
and a big order falls under gluttony, which is one of the deadly sins, which could send you to hell, where you'll have Satan and death. Trying to keep this all on topic.
Yeah, it's kind of bad when even Satan becomes the good guy trying to keep you on topic.
Oh.
Damnation. Retardation. You know, the seven deadly sins have actually appeared in many games, haven't they?
Maybe. Like, let me actually look them up real quick.
Because I know the sins themselves, like sloth, greed, envy, gluttony. Like, those are at least 4 of them.
Yep.
So, oh yeah, isn't pride also one of the 7 deadly sins? I think it
Yep.
is. Yeah.
Yep.
What were the last 2?
Pride, envy, gluttony, lust, anger, greed, sloth.
Okay, so it's lust and anger I had forgotten about. How come I had forgotten about lust?
Okay.
Only people who actually know me gets that one.
Yeah, we don't need to. Let's not get Robbie Rotten in here telling people to don't let your kids watch it.
I am number 1. You know I was gonna go there when you mentioned Robbie Rotten.
Yeah, rest in peace, Stefan Carl.
Hmm.
If only, like, if you were to go to a certain place, you could hear like the sounds of Happy Children or like him doing We're Number One or something.
Yeah, but let's go back to the Seven Deadly Sins, shall we?
Yep,
Do you see any particular games straight away that they have appeared in? Because I know they have appeared in games.
yep. I mean, let's see here. I think Sloth would actually work with Manuel Samuel and maybe Greed because Samuel was said to be very rich and also lazy. So Sloth is the avoidance of physical work or spiritual work. And having to do everything manually makes up for that. And as for Greed, him and he's very rich, so that kind of fits that as well.
I think it's mostly sloth, but yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And
Also,
yes, I do agree with you, Wild Fox. Stefan was too pure for this world.
mm-hmm.
And Beastie comes along and helps it with Asura's Wrath. Have you played that game, Primal?
No, I have not.
Yeah, too bad that Beastie is going towards work right now, as I said earlier in the chat. Otherwise, you could have joined us for the last 30 minutes and then helped us talk about this.
30
Well, we
minutes.
could
I thought we were
always have
going for
him
another
guest.
hour.
Huh?
I thought we were going another hour.
Yeah, but you keep forgetting he's going to work, not from work.
Ah. You said the last 30 minutes, though.
Really? Did I read it wrong, perhaps?
Maybe. We've been streaming for like since 3 o'clock, so it's been an hour.
Got 20 minutes to burn. No, work calls me. He's going to work, not from work. And yes, as you say, Wild Fox, there is the Full Metal Alchemist game which features all seven sins.
I've never heard of that. Have you played it, Ollie?
I haven't played it myself, but I know it exists, and I have watched FMA. Even FMA Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Brotherhood is a little different than the original Full Metal Alchemist, though. Kinda like in correlation with Undertale and what was the other one called again?
Deltarune?
Yeah, but not exactly.
Yeah. Like,
But it's kind of alternative.
yeah. And one thing I'm curious about, and since the deadly sins are considered mythology, this could be on topic.
Mm-hmm.
What would the Hulk end up going to hell for anger?
I would assume so.
Anger is manifested in the individual who spurns love and opts instead for fury, often known as wrath.
Well, here's a weird thing about the Hulk, though. You have actually seen this big, green, angry man show care.
Yeah,
I don't
sometimes
remember
even
where,
in
but
that
I
form.
distinctly remember it. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Not as Banner, but as the Hulk.
Yeah, still curious though, because if he's angry most of the time, would that count as being one of the seven deadly sins?
Yeah, I would probably say he's like a personification of sorts.
I'm pretty sure Thor got sent to Midgard, aka Earth, because of pride.
Yeah, he can be prideful. Although, what would Loki be?
Loki's Loki.
Loki is Loki.
Actually, one
And he's
thing,
not very low key, eh?
in a bunch of depictions, he's seen as one to take over the throne of Asgard. So I guess that could be greed or envy, because he envies Thor for all the love and attention he gets, and
I
also,
think it would be a combination of the two.
yeah,
He's like if greed and envy had a baby.
yeah.
That's Loki.
Yeah,
and he's not very low key about it. And I know I just used that joke.
yeah. Now that I'm
I don't get.
thinking about it, Iron Man actually has could actually have quite a few of these.
Oh yeah,
Iron Man's
Stark.
rather prideful of him. You've seen he has a very big ego.
Mm.
He let's see here. Lust, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's see. Greed, he's often his company is always buying out other companies. I'm not too sure. Sloth, he has pretty much a lot of suits and stuff. He's shown that he can have suits walk around and do stuff for him.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. With greed, that could also be on intelligent property, like buying out stuff for
Yep.
profit, not necessarily to be greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because hasn't he also done donations?
I'm pretty sure he has at some point in time.
Yeah, that would actually nullify the greed.
Yeah. And then
But
there's
at, and at the same time, the sloth, he's freaking Iron Man. He's a superhero. He's active. He's not just sitting in an office getting fat.
what about Pride?
Oh yeah, he definitely got that. Buckets loads of that.
Yeah. And one other thing I thought of is possibly Envy because because one of the things like his little rivalry with Captain America, some of this is disagreement, but also envy because of their differences. Like Captain America has qualities that Iron Man would like they have
Mm.
like to be a natural leader. And if you want gluttony, cut to the scene in Iron Man 2 where he's eating a donut on top of the giant donut, and Samuel L. Jackson tells him to come out from the giant donut.
Mm.
I don't know. But yeah, a lot of these, like the seven deadly sins, good and evil, light and dark, all of these are common themes that always make their way into pretty much everyday media.
Yeah. Now we have about 1 hour left, and we're kind of running out of topics. Where the frick are those two guests? Hmm.
I have no clue.
This is odd.
Mm-hmm. I'm still just trying to think.
Well, I got a response from one of them. Apparently, his wife is blasting Christmas music, so he can't come on because of copyright.
Oof.
Yeah, we wouldn't want this channel to be stuck down for 3 months now, would we? We barely get out one or two a month either way.
Yeah.
Although, the other one is still very quiet.
Yeah. Still I'm still trying to just think about a lot of the just think about like different examples and stuff.
Hmm.
Because again, like these are basic philosophies. We're taught about these from I mean not like the main one is good and evil. We learn about that from the day we're born.
Hmm. Oh, and Beastie, I see you there in the chat. I also see you in my DMs, even though I'm on red, you little slime minx. Sneaking into those DMs, huh? Anyway, I see you have a lot you'd like to talk about. Just too bad you're on your way to work.
Yeah.
How about you join us on this stream next month? Would
Yeah.
that be interesting for you, Beastie?
Let me go through my games list to see if I have any other games that will help me jog my memory of either the discussion we're having about like the basic deadly sins or something, or the mythology.
Well, there's also another thing to take into consideration with Full Metal Alchemist. Basically, they are doing alchemy, and that kind of brings us back to the Philosopher's Stone, now, doesn't it?
I
It's
guess.
kind of taking it in a stretch, but hey, alchemy is alchemy, alright?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the Philosopher's Stone? Except for
No.
in Harry Potter, it's supposedly granting you eternal life.
I never really been a fan of Harry Potter. unpopular opinion.
Well, they also made games, so it applies.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead.
How about the dog Cerberus? Or Kerberos,
Oh yeah,
however you
the
like to pronounce it.
the two three-headed dog.
Yeah, the three-headed dog that guards hell.
It's been depicted
At
as
least in Greek mythology.
it was depicted when with as two heads in My Little Pony.
Okay, I'm not a brony, so you'll have to cheer about that one.
Pretty much it was shown with two heads. I mean, there's a lot of mythological references in it, but then again, there's not really. There's a little phone game, but this isn't um, mythological references in animes and shows. This is video
Mm.
games, not animes and shows. Now I'm just looking through my game list here. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Mythology. But actually, my
Well,
note.
I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Cerberus then. In Greek mythology, Cerberus, often called the Hound of Hades, is a multi-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld to prevent the dead from leaving. Kind of like cats in Egyptian mythology, guarding the human souls from escaping into our world. Cerberus was the offspring of the monsters Echidna and Typhon, and usually is described as having three heads, a serpent for a tail, and snakes protruding from parts of his body. I haven't really heard about the snakes protruding before, but oh well.
Sam.
Yeah. Cerberus is primarily known for his capture by Heracles, one of Heracles' 12 labor's head. Heracles? His name is Hercules! Okay, this is some crazy typos, dude. Uh, Description of Cerberus vary, including the number of his heads. As you said, you heard of him having two. I've heard of him having three. Cerberus was usually three-headed, though not always. He had several multi-headed relatives. His father was the multi-snake-headed Typhoon, and he's the brother of three other multi-headed monsters. There's the Hydra, Orthrus, and there's a two-headed dog who guarded the cattle of Geryon. That might be the one you're thinking about, by the way.
Yeah.
And the Chimera with three heads, that of a lion, a goat, and a snake. That must be one of your relatives, eh?
They're one of those relatives. Wait, the what were they again? The goat, a bird, snake.
No, a Chimera. It had three heads, that of a lion, a goat, and a snake.
Dang it! I thought it was a bird because I was gonna say if it was a bird, that'd be one of your relatives too.
No, it's your relative.
Yeah, that's one of those relatives we don't like to talk about.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, let's just say that so many people have tried to kill him. When we invite him over for Thanksgiving, his we his head filled his all of his heads filled the entire house because people tried to behead him so many times.
Isn't that the Hydra?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not the Chimera.
oh, doesn't the Chimera turn you to stone?
No, that's Medusa.
I thought it was like I thought there was some sort of animal that turns you to stone as well. I don't
Oh
know.
yes, that's the big ass fucking snake in Harry Potter.
No, I don't think it was a snake. It was more like a
Yeah,
maybe.
it's a
It was
snake.
like
The
an eagle or
basilisk.
something.
No, the basilisk is a snake which eyes can turn you to stone.
There's like an eagle or something as well that can like turn
Oh,
that like its stare can turn you to stone.
I've never heard of an eagle doing that. I know Medusa's doing that. I know the basilisk does that, but I've never heard of an eagle doing that.
Um, yeah, let me look this up real quick.
Huh? Beastie says it's the cockatrice.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you, Beastie.
Hmm. Well, good thing we have that comment box, eh?
Mm-hmm. Now, I did think of another something, a character that shows in another game.
Hmm.
Believe it or not. So, did you want to say anything more about what you were talking about?
Well, I could always Google up the cockatrice and actually talk a little bit about that, because I have never heard of an
Mhm.
eagle actually turning people to stone.
Yeah. How about while you're doing that, I'll talk about one of the I guess it could be mythological or fictional. It's more fictional, but it could also be considered mythological. One of the creatures in Terraria.
Okay.
So, one of the first bosses you fight is called the Eye of Cthulhu.
Hmm.
And Cthulhu, originally like a fictional written character, he's sometimes written as being part of I forget the proper word off the top of my head, but mythical,
Aha!
yeah.
Aha! Aha! I found it! I found it! Basically, the cockatrice is sometimes compared to the basilisk. Here it says on the origins of the cockatrice. Basically, the 12th century legend was based on a reference in Pliny's Natural History that the ichneumon lay in wait for the crocodile to open his jaws for the trochilus bird to enter and pick its teeth clean. An extended description of the cockatrice by the 15th century Spanish traveler in Egypt, Pedro Tafur, makes it clear that this refers to the Nile crocodile. According to Alexander Neckham de Natures Rerum, at about 1180, cockatrice was the product of an egg laid by a male chicken and incubated by a toad. A snake might be substituted for the female lynx. Cockatrice became seen as synonymous with basilisk when the basiliscus in Bartholomeus Anglicus was translated by John Travisa as crockatrice. A basilisk, however, is usually depicted without wings. So basically, basilisks, how they're made, is a little bit more diverse on the different legends. But there's a definite on the cockatrice.
Yeah.
Yet they are easily to be synonymous, basically, although a basilisk never has wings. That's the main difference here
Yeah.
by the sound of it.
But yeah, going back to what I was talking about with Cthulhu. Cthulhu was actually created by he was by a by someone who I think who I've heard the name of before. I just can't for the life of me remember where. H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, you should be careful about saying that Cthulhu is created, though. You might be angering a good few Lovecraftians out there. That's an
Uh,
actual religion, by the way.
okay, so I guess that one counts as mythological, but I'm talking about like. Okay, I'm freaking out now.
Cthulhu is known as a god.
Yeah, because when you fight him in Terraria, he's known as the Moon Lord.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let me just. I didn't expect this.
What? Did I know some shit?
I no, I didn't expect the fact that like I didn't think people would get. I'm sorry if anyone is triggered. I did not mean to trigger anyone.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the spaghetti monster. That's also an actual religion now.
Yeah, it's Postinian or something like that.
Yeah, Pastonarians or something.
Yeah, Postinarians.
Hmm.
You can make a religion out of this.
It's already one!
I know. I'm just saying. I was just making the joke of the of a quote, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about Cthulhu. Again, I'm so sorry. I should probably stop talking.
Nah, then we'd only have dead air. Come on. Don't be
Okay, I should
scared.
probably
It's the
change the
internet.
topic.
If anybody gets offended, they shouldn't be on it.
I should probably change the topic then.
Why? You can talk about Cthulhu.
I
How
don't know much.
about on how we kill it in Terraria?
Pretty much, he is the hardest boss because he is pretty much a god. You have to.
He is the god.
Yeah.
Poor Primal.
No, Beast is making it worse. Anyways, he has a bunch of these different eyes on his body. He has, like, I think one on his chest, one on his forehead, and his two on the right and left eyes. And you have to get rid of all of those eyes in order to kill him.
Hmm.
If I remember correctly. It's been a while, but I think that's what it was. And when you fight the eye itself, it is actually rather aggressive. It sends many eyes at you, and then when you get it down to a certain point in health, it gets angry and turns into like a snapping piranha plant jaw type thing and starts trying to snap at you and eat you.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's Cthulhu and that. I don't know too much about Cthulhu and the mythology, which now I do know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know someone who knows a lot about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, apparently Wild Fox know a lot about that. We've touched on that subject before, though.
Yeah.
I think we did that in episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode, I say, more like part.
All
Okay,
right.
see you around, Beastie. Have a good day at
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, good luck. But yeah, I do know Vash and
I
Luna.
would actually like to say, Wild Fox, if you wanna come on and talk about Final Fantasy mythology, it's only another 18 minutes.
Wait, aren't we going until 5 o'clock? Or are we
It
gonna
might
curb
be
it?
5 o'clock your time, but it'll be 10 my time. And basically, what I'm saying is that the last 30 minutes will be open mic. Oh, hey! We have a random Jinx Tala.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, you removed the message, but we saw it.
All right. Um. Oof. Yeah, 20 minutes earlier. We told you, I think, 20 minutes earlier. All right. See ya. And also disregard any bus noises. There's a bus currently outside of my house.
I cannot hear your mic picking that up. So
It makes this loud sound after, the loud sound buses make.
yeah, although I do not hear it, so your mic might not be picking that up.
It's parked outside right now.
I still cannot hear it.
It's louder when I have my window open. My window's closed because it's cold.
Yeah, hence why I cannot hear it. But let's go back to the stream, shall we?
Yeah. Genova's only one letter off from Jehovah.
Oh yeah, one of the big bads from Final Fantasy.
Dark Souls. I've never played Dark Souls.
Dark Souls? What was Dark Souls? Oh yeah, there it's mentioned. Jinx mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see, what else should we talk about? We still have some time to kill.
If Ash and Luna were free, I'd ask one of them if they wanted to come on and talk about Final Fantasy mythology because I know both of them like Final Fantasy.
Actually, it seems like Wild Fox has already called dibs on that. If he cares to come on in a few minutes.
Wyverns and stuff. Ragnarok, Odin. Yeah, we kind of touched on that episode 1.
Yeah, we have touched on the Norse gods, and we also talked about Loki earlier today and Thor.
And Odin.
Yeah, that was in the previous episode. I was talking about
Oh,
now.
I mentioned Odin, but that was about it.
That was in the previous episode. I was talking about
No,
now.
I know. I'm talking about this episode. I mentioned Loki wanting Odin's throne.
Mm.
Eh.
But yeah.
Major Final Fantasy references.
Well, I could give you another shell. What are you planning on streaming after this stream? Primal?
I don't know if it's gonna be directly after because I'm gonna have to because I'll have to help family with stuff, but I'll eventually be doing Terratech.
A what now?
Terratech. It's pretty much a game where you have this little robot, like drivable robot, and you can build it up to be big.
I actually have not heard about that, but it sounds like parenting.
I mean, it's more like building, like actually like building with
Yeah,
blocks and
well,
stuff.
when you're nurturing a young child into becoming a grown up, aren't you also building them up?
It's not a child, so to speak.
It
It's
sounds
like
like parenting to me.
it's a robot with no consciousness or emotions.
Okay, so a brain dead child. Oh, I'm being horrible. I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it.
So pretty much like those robots, combat robots you see like in BattleBots, King of Bots, BuggleBots, Robot Combat. Yeah, I'll be doing that like at some point tonight, even if it's a late night stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, we see you there, Wild Fox. Detroit Become Human has been really hyped up. Is it really that good, though?
I mean, it's an appealing story with appealing characters.
Yeah, I've heard something about a robot gaining human emotions. Is it something along those lines?
Yep, it's all about what would happen. Like they create like androids so they're androids that were designed to serve humans, but what happens is some of them it's a little glitch in quotes because not everyone's sure it's a glitch where they can actually go against the programming and or deviate from the programming and gain their own will and in the process gain emotions, and this is called a deviant.
Although, can robots really be mythology considering it's futuristic?
I mean, wasn't there some things in mythology about like artificial humans or something?
If you're thinking about golems, they are created from other matters.
I don't know. But yeah. More interactive movies than games. Yeah. They and the thing is, it's part of it is because they actually record it movie style and like they actually capture the actor's movement and create a whole CGI profile of you.
Hmm.
But yeah. Let me try to think of
10 more
some.
minutes and I'm opening up the room for everybody watching.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I just kind of thought of something. And one of the other good that another game that came out on the PS4, Spider-Man. There's one group that people call the Demons, which are pretty much a bunch of people infused with negative energy that have the ability to
Which game are we talking now?
the Spider-Man PS4 game. negative energy, which brings out the worst of people's emotions and manipulates them. So pretty much like negative dark energy. Little throwback to the whole good versus evil, even though pretty much any sort of superhero movie is that.
Mm.
So that's they're often referred to as demons because of the demonic masks they wear and
Yeah.
their demonic powers to corrupt and their weird weapons as well. And demons are pretty much like are the nemesis to angels, commonly as commonly depicted.
Mm.
They're the ones in charge of enforcing hell.
The angels are suddenly in charge of enforcing hell?
No, the demons.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder there if I heard you correct or not.
Yeah, demons are in charge of enforcing hell, while the
Which makes
angels
sense.
take care in heaven. So they're pretty much opposites.
Well,
And
that one's obvious.
yeah,
Although
so
in Helsing, angels are actually rather worse than demons.
yeah,
Oddly enough.
some people like there are people who think that the angels are just selfish
No,
and
I'm not
harmful.
talking just selfish. I'm also talking about them being genderless bastards that can choose their own gender like some SJW shit and are evil.
I identify as an attack helicopter.
Oh, boo hoo. Swing your rotor.
Lucifer was an angel.
Oh, you mean Lucinda? You don't know what gender Lucifer actually is?
I actually know someone who had a near death experience twice, and both times they met Lucifer.
Hmm.
Of course, these were claimed, but still very interesting though, which also goes into the mythology of like how people perceive death.
Yeah, well, Lucifer is a whole book series in and of itself.
And apparently, Lucifer is a fallen angel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lucifer is a fallen angel. Lucifer basically bringer or light holder, something along those lines, and he led a rebellion against God, which made God very angry and basically condemned him to run hell. Well, the angels that lost the fight with him also fell.
Yeah. Are there any games that have like fallen angels or Lucifer or anything?
Oh yeah, plenty of them. But you also gotta differentiate because even though some would say Lucifer, the devil, and Satan are the same one, there's also others that would say they're not the same. So it kind of
Mm-hmm.
depends on game, religion, point of view, perception. There's a lot of factors to take in there.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the
Because
devil,
like with devil, you have the devil and you have a devil.
yeah, the devil is commonly also associated with Satan.
Yeah, or Beelzebub, or so on and so on. Beelzebub could also be referred to as a general of Satan's army, not Satan himself.
Yeah,
This is what I mean by perception and religion and so on.
yeah. And getting back on topic here, a game that does also mention the devil or Satan is Cuphead.
Oh, yes.
So, because in
Dice
Cuphead,
game.
yeah, Cuphead. So pretty much like the story starts out like the two young Cuphead and Mugman are go to a casino where King Dice, who is like apparently a very good friend, if not actually according to the song, the right hand man of the devil, so
Mm.
who is very cunning and evil and has a bunch of contracts with people who defied him, and people if you defy him, you die.
Yeah.
So that's how he's depicted, but So that's how he's depicted. And again, the devil himself has the devil himself. That just reminds me of a Cards Against Humanity thing.
Yeah, continue now with the thing you were saying.
But yeah, he's shown as more. The devil in the game is shown as more cunning and willing to like betray and make bets. But he's also willing to take on new members.
Hmm.
And again, there's so many different depictions of the devil, aka Satan himself, that it's kind of hard to commonplace which one would be what.
Yeah.
But also, one other thing, going back to the deadly thing,
Yeah.
King Dice would be pride and greed.
Most definitely, little goat boy.
Like literally the whole song, like like
Oi! Oi! That's your cue to make the sound again!
meh.
There you go!
Yeah, like literally in his song, Pride, he's prideful of like he's the best in the land. He's the devil's right hand man, or
Mm.
gamest in the land, devil's right hand man, and he's greedy because of all of his because he runs a casino and he makes all sorts of bets that people end up losing.
Oh, yeah. Can't make a deal with the devil. Or
I
at
mean,
least you shouldn't.
that's what the Cuphead and Mugman did.
Yeah. But they still won, though. They fought him.
Depending on what you choose,
Yeah.
you also have the option to join him.
Hmm. Not interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just another little connection I made there. How it's interesting though how a lot of the anti-heroes or villains at least have one of the seven deadly sins. I mean, and I say most because there are some quote unquote villains that actually have their own goal. Like I'm trying to think of a video game character, not a movie character. Um, I can't think of anything, so I'm just gonna say say the overused Thanos.
Thanos, the memes.
Yeah, but look at it like this:
Either
pride.
way. No, say your thing first.
Think of it like this, though. If you go with pride, he only sees himself as a savior, but that could be balanced out with the fact that he may not be happy with what he's doing.
Mm.
Envy. He doesn't really seem envious. Gluttony. Nope. Lust. Nope. Anger. He doesn't really show much of that, and he doesn't act much out of that. He only actually, yeah. Next one, greed, the desire for material wealth or gain. When getting the stones, he does have to make sacrifices. That's one of the only things. But in the end, he sees it as he's freeing up food for everyone, so that kind of counters that. And then sloth, he goes and gathers all of them himself. So you have a villain, but yet he barely even has any of those sins. So that's why I say most of them.
Yeah. Either way, we are now starting on our last 30 minutes, so I will actually be throwing out the Hangout link. Surprise open mic night! If anybody's wanting to come join us and talk about lore in games versus general mythology, feel free to pop in.
Yeah,
You
come join
have the
us.
option.
We don't bite.
Much.
Took the word right out of my mouth.
Could almost make a new comment there, but I'm gonna keep it for myself.
Lunatala.
Huh?
Lunatala.
Hey.
Oh, that sounds like a Jinx Tala.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that definitely
Um.
sounds like a Jinx Tala.
Hey.
Long time no see. Have you
Yeah.
missed playing chess with me or something?
um. I actually did play a game of chess today. It was
Huh.
interesting. I just got a random message from a guy saying play chess, and we had the same
Well,
strategy.
what was the guy the devil? Because we all know the devil also plays chess.
Well, no.
Then you got
But
lucky.
yeah,
You
I
could have
mean,
lost your
true.
soul, dude.
Was there some weird? Was there some weird dice man?
Nah.
No, it was chess, not dice. Although you should also never tango with the devil.
Yeah.
I mainly came here like because you were like mentioning mythology, and I was hoping that we could talk about some like Greek mythology or like
Oh,
something like
sure.
that,
We
like
already touched on the topic of Cerberus, the three-headed
uh
dog.
I'm like do you
You
know
mentioned
about
Dark
the
Souls.
Minotaur?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
do you know the Minotaur or the Minotaur?
yeah, I know about the Minotaur.
Yeah, like do you know much about that in any
Like the
regard?
labyrinth and so on and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Do you actually know what like the animals that it's supposed to be made up of? Because like I
Of
forgot.
course, I know he's half ox and half human.
Mm. Yeah, because do you it's actually in I think Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Hmm.
Um, you go to a place on the map, and there's like a whole quest line where you meet a scammer that's trying to scam people dressed as the Minotaur. Um, and yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um, is is there anything you would like to add about anything to do with like Greek
Well, you
mythology?
actually barely touched on the subject of the Minotaur there.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I know. Like,
yeah, like
I'm
there's
not.
this labyrinth. I don't really remember what the reason for putting it in there was, but I do remember a thing about how it was a punishment to be locked into the labyrinth.
And we have a Darth. Welcome.
Yeah, but who now?
Darth 5394.
That's me.
Hmm.
I'm a wild fox. I don't know why this
Ah,
it decided
Wild
to show
Fox.
this.
A wild fox appears.
Yeah, you might be
not
logged
syncing up to
in
my
on your
name.
wrong Gmail account or something.
Yeah, whatever. I'm. It's not wrong. It's just not bringing up my Google name for some reason.
A wild fox appears.
Again.
Still, as I said, it might be because you're on the wrong Gmail. Do you have
No, no. This is the right
Gmail?
Gmail.
It's actually Yahoo.
Hmm?
It's actually Yahoo.
What?
I don't know what's up with it. Whatever. What's up? What
Oh, you're
did I
doing well,
jump in
folks.
on? There's some delay between chat and this.
Minotaurs.
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Epic.
Do you have something you'd like to add to the Minotaur?
I
Like the
fought
way
my
he
share in D&D
was.
back in the day.
Huh?
D&D back in the day.
Back in my day.
Well, I know how he was like put in a labyrinth, and people that were in like death row or something got thrown into the labyrinth.
I've actually heard somewhere, and don't quote me on this. But I've heard that it was a story to discourage incest because apparently the Minotaur was the child, an inbred child of one of the like royals at the time, and yeah,
Cretan queen
Makes sense,
Pasiphae
considering
and
when you
a
look at
bull.
rednecks.
The offspring of Queen Pasiphae and a majestic bull.
Oh, so not incest, but basically straight out bestiality.
Bestiality. Even worse.
Oof.
Yeah, even worse.
But yeah.
Which is a topic I would like for us to stray away from.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
I don't know if it's worse, but yeah, it's still pretty bad.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Something we should probably stray away from still.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but like Greek mythology in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is, I find it really interesting. Like, it touches on like the Minotaur and all that sort of stuff, and also like other Greek mythology, along with all the Assassin's Creedy like Templar versus assassins and like the ancient race before, which is also quite interesting in my opinion. How like it takes the Bible and like stuff to do with that and changes it to make it more like futuristic and like also sort of like a bit like Scientology, but
Oh,
also
not
not.
Scientology.
No, but like if you look at it in a way, they're an alien race sort of thing, and they come to Earth or the Assassin's Creed like presentation of Earth, and they bring powerful items, and then those items are pieces of Eden, which if you look through like the Bible, the Garden of Eden and everything, and there's
Yeah.
the apple, which is obviously a direct symbolism of the apple that Eve ate in the Bible, and so did
Another
Adam,
thing in Greek
which got them
mythology are
banished.
golden apples, actually.
Epic Minecraft reference.
Ha!
Yeah, I mean, but like I'm not saying the Bible is mythology because obviously, that's offensive to say. But I like the way that they portray it in the Assassin's Creed universe throughout the whole series, and how it's just a very interesting concept of religion and mixing it in with like a modern twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must say how amazing it is that Google Hangout is only picking up one picture versus mine. All the rest of you are blue men.
Mine doesn't have.
There's something
This
wrong
account
with your
doesn't have
hangout.
one.
Like, all of you are blue men with a blue owl. So I'm just like, we're all blue, la di da di da.
Fuck's sake.
Let's stop
Fuck's
before we're
sake.
copyrighted.
It's not gonna get a copyright strike for something that's less than 5 seconds.
I'm only blue because it's
It's
cold.
the EU, open up! Oh, wait. Norway isn't in the E EU.
Turn the heat
Yeah.
on, I'll turn red again.
I'm in the EU.
Yeah, that's just because Brexit hasn't fully gone through yet.
Yeah, and I think we should avoid politics because
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for.
Let's go back to Final
Let's
Fantasy.
focus on someone who's going
let's
to join
go back to
us.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a combination of Greek and Norse and Hebrew and Indian and Mexican, Native American, all kinds of fucking references. So Quetzalcoatl, that goes back to the ancient Aztecs.
Oh yeah, I know about
Major summoning.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, that was a major summon in 8, right?
Hmm.
Aztec god of the sun. Let's see here.
There's more than one Aztec god, though.
Oh yeah, no, there's a bunch of them. That's just the first one that came to mind. That's still based in Final Fantasy reference.
Hmm. You play that game a lot, Wild Fox?
Oh yeah, no, I grew up on Final Fantasy. I started off on 6 when it was on the Super Nintendo, still called 3. I still got my copy of 2 somewhere.
Nice.
see, I'm a bit too young for that.
Ah, millennials.
You darn millennials!
I never owned a
Captain Primal, I do believe you're one too.
I know. I'm
I've
actually,
never
no, I'm
owned
not a
anything.
millennial. I'm part of Generation Z.
Yeah. That's a
on that
millennial invention.
You're saying Generation Z is the millennial invention?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm-
is so.
Back in my
Um,
day, we didn't have any of them excuses.
Basically.
Yeah, I've never owned a Nintendo device that was before the DS.
Ooh,
I had a Game Boy.
I've never owned a Game Boy. That was before my time too.
Hmm. You're
not
making
even
me
a
feel old. Shame on you.
Back in your day?
You need to
They
go to a
just
pawn
invented the wheel when
store.
Nowley was little.
Go to a pawn shop. Pick you up an old system. Play
Why
some
would I do
classics.
that?
Visit Rick Harrison.
I mean, I've had an emulator for
Ah, okay, well, that works.
old Nintendo games like Golden Axe and like stuff like that.
You should try
But,
like Bubsy. Bubsy's a cool retro game.
I'm okay with my Counter Strike and and my Assassin's Creed. I've played an old Assassin's Creed game, Brotherhood, and I nearly passed out because of the bad graphics. I mean, that was the first Assassin's Creed I ever played, and that's probably why Assassin's Creed holds a place in my heart. It was actually one of the first video games I played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking about it, that's not even that long ago in the words
Perspective.
are hard. Yeah, of time and everything.
Mm.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've noticed English is difficult for both Americans and Englishmen.
But it's not.
Kind of funny considering that's your first language.
Well, people say
Nah.
Americans are stupid, so I guess that's our excuse.
What's the British's excuse?
We were invaded. It's not our original language. I blame the Vikings.
Why are you blaming me? What did the Norwegians do to you besides
Those words were
plundering and
posed-
pillaging?
Those words were chosen carefully.
And also, stealing all our beautiful women and taking them back.
Of course, we wanted to be beautiful. We wanted to have beautiful offspring.
What's the point in conquest if you can't take your beautiful woman with you?
Yeah. I mean,
It's the Holy Land of Jerusalem. I don't know. I'm trying to make.
Hey,
a
that
joke
was
here.
my ancestors, not me. Don't hold that shit against me.
hey.
Anyways, back to mythology. So, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we still have another 15 minutes.
What do y'all know about Ragnarok?
End
There's
of the
there's a film by-
world.
It's the end of the Asgardian world.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Also
hope
a
you can
weapon
cut some
and
of
or
this out, because
summon.
I'm gonna look like a proper idiot.
Would you say that again? Jinx was also speaking.
Yeah, just I just like how it's the famous sword in 6, or a summon, but it's
Mhm.
also the end of the world.
Oh yeah.
I don't know any games relating to it, but I really like some of the British mythology, like the Sword in the Stone with King Arthur and stuff.
Mhm.
I guess I could technically relate it to Borderlands the pre-sequel, being that there's that gun in the stone.
It's stretching it a little.
Yeah, but yeah, that's very interesting. A lot
Why
of
is it
the
interesting?
British, all the British mythology to do with dragons and fucking witches and all that stuff.
I would like you to limit how much you swear, though.
That's a British thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to age restrict the video.
You can cut it out.
That's a hassle.
I'll cut it out for you. This whole bit with me talking. Cool.
So are you saying we can't say the F word?
You said it twice already.
I'll try to hold back.
Yeah, but like, do you know, like the story of Merlin and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
That's that like really interests me. I don't really know much about it though. Like, I'm not very good with all this stuff, but sort of heard you talking about interesting stuff, and I thought I'd join. You know.
Yeah, and you're freely welcome to.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope you can send me this footage after, and I'll edit it for you.
No, just send me a message with timestamps.
Sure. And just cut that whole part out. Cool. Anyway, I've actually got to go. I will send you messages with timestamps to cut this whole bit out with me in it. Cool, thanks. Bye.
I'm not gonna cut the whole thing out. Duh.
Yes. See ya.
See
Bye.
you around, Jinx.
Take care.
I'll crush your ass in chess.
What happened to watching your language, Allie?
What? I said ass.
Some people still
It's a
call
body
it
part.
and a donkey, but still some people call it one of those words.
It's a body part and an animal. Mm.
Donkey.
Kong. That's a game. Yes. Why don't we compare Donkey Kong to King Kong?
Let's
Both
see
are
here.
gorillas.
Well, I mean, they got some similarities. They both kidnapped a woman and climbed a skyscraper of sorts.
Yeah, they're both gorillas.
One has to fight a giant crocodile, but some people like to depict the other one fighting Godzilla.
One
Well,
fights the
crocodile,
plane, the
dinosaur,
other fights
both
an
are same
Italian plumber.
Hmm?
One fights a plane, the other fights an Italian plumber.
But like, isn't like one of his but isn't one of Donkey Kong's like nemesis like King K. Rool or something like that?
I mean, that's later on.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. We're just talking about games in general. So
Yeah, he's the Crocodile King or whatever. The Kremlin,
King K. Rool.
King K. Rool. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh. So he's not a gator, he's a crocodile.
It's hard to tell the difference, okay? I don't have it memorized to the dot, okay?
I'm just having to look up Wikipedia now. Kremling. He is depicted as a crazed Kremling. That was the word I was looking for.
Mm.
The fictional alligator crocodile dudes are Kremlings.
Alright then. But let me try to think.
10 more minutes, and then we're ending the stream.
Yep.
Is
I don't
there
think
anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think King Kong had a family. Like a family of other Kongs.
Yeah, I also think he was alone.
Donkey Kong had a bunch of other Kongs, like Diddy Kong being the most popular, Funky Kong, Crazy Kong.
Yeah, maybe
or was it
King
Wacky
Kong
Kong?
was the runt of the litter at some point and got left out to die, and then a storm swept him up and brought him to an island, and the food there was weird, so he grew insanely large. Just a theory. A game theory.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. That was my MatPat impression.
Smartest
Yeah,
show
that's a good impression.
in gaming.
What did you say, Fox?
That says the smartest show in gaming. I'm subscribed. I watch those videos.
Yeah.
I like me some Matt Pat.
Anyways, what can we think of any other?
I mean, I can go on Final Fantasy all day. We got Shiva, we got Golems, we got Titans.
Oh, we actually touched on the topic of golems and titans on the last part, on part 2, which was last month.
I'm gonna have to go back through your archive then.
Yeah.
And maybe like an idea list like the different topics that were discussed, so that like just so like people don't have to like listen through all the videos. Like, well, that is good and all. It's very time consuming, and it's easier to like.
Okay. I'll add it to the description. Primal says the word "like" a lot. Just kidding. I won't actually be adding that. Or will I?
You know, it's something I struggle with.
You're fine. I'm only teasing you.
Well, like as long as like isn't like the like third or like fourth word like coming out of your mouth, then like I don't like have a problem
Okay,
with
you're being a meme by this point.
it.
We don't need another one on the show, please. The last one we had.
Yeah, at the first part. Oh, ew, that Keemstar joke was so bad.
And until the stream thumbnail updated, that was the stream thumbnail.
Yeah, it was so cringe. I think that was like one of the most cringe videos I've put out there, including frozen gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so cringe.
Pat's the owl.
Hmm.
Anyways, can anyone think of anything else?
Zombies.
Oh, we've touched on the topic too, but please feel free to add. Any particular game in particular?
Well, going through my list here, I got Dying Light. I could put on stream up later, maybe.
Dying Light, was that the one that also had the Wendigo?
No, it was strictly zombies.
Who was the other Wendigo?
Wendigo. That there was Wendigo in Before Dawn.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. Before Dawn or Until Dawn, one of the two.
Oh, Until Dawn. That's it.
Yeah.
Great game, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've seen Let's Plays of it. Smashing.
Short.
Absolutely
Short.
smashing.
Real good.
But yeah, you said which games again? Dying Light? How do the zombies act in Dying Light?
They got some runners. It's not the typical shuffling style zombies that you got on.
You
classic
know
Walking
a
Dead.
game. You know a game goes full swag on your ass when they have runners.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know you're in for a hell of a time.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have a bad time.
Hey, Sans.
You've been sans a bunch of streams without me.
That one was a stretch. I should add a counter for bad puns.
I bet you'd have a ton. A skeleton.
That's a
damn it.
really old one.
Yeah. And we already talked about skeletons in episode 1 anyways.
Yeah, we've also touched on the topic of zombies, but please, do tell us more about the runners. We have a few more minutes to kill.
Well, you play as God damn it! It's been a long time since I've actually played this. I mean, it's basically zombies. You get infected and you wind up turning. It's by the typical rule that you are immune to the disease, as is a few other people. Whatever. Yeah, the zombies, they got extremely sensitive hearing, though.
Mm.
Things get more dangerous out at night. Like during the day, you got just the shuffling zombies, but at night is when the runners really come out.
Like, do they jump a whole floor up or something?
Sorry?
Do they jump insanely high?
Oh yeah, no, they will chase your ass all around town. You got to break line of sight to get rid of them. Goddamn, I'm trying to think though of other zombie games besides Resident Evil, because the new Resident Evil is not zombies, that's mold.
Ooh, sounds like you got some rage there.
No, I mean I enjoyed the original Resident Evils because of the zombie factor. When they started going into biological weapons, it kind of changed the whole outlook of the series.
I see.
But yeah.
Yep. Now it has been nearly 2 hours, so I think I will actually be closing up the stream now. Primal, do you have any? Okay, you muted.
Alright, I'm back. So,
Primal, do you have any last words before I call the boogeyman?
meh.
Cute. Well, as always, this has been MissOwley, and it's been a pleasure to have you with me, my fellow hootlings. Feel
Thanks
free
for
to
having me.
tune. Yeah, feel
Thank you.
free to. Guys, I'm trying to do my outro here.
I'm trying to say thank you. It's polite to say thank you.
Either way, feel free to tune back in on the 20th for my Christmas special. We'll talk about Krampus, the evil Santa and shit, and stuff like that. And other than that, have a great night. Bye bye.